What do you do when something is really doing your head in? Or when a problem is driving you up the wall? Well, understanding and using natural idioms like these is the key to sounding more British. And in today's lesson, you're going to learn lots of everyday phrases. First, you're going to listen to a natural conversation between a doctor and a patient in a typical British surgery. Then I'm going to take you through all the vocabulary step by step, so you understand exactly what was said. And finally, you get a chance to take part in the conversation yourself to really improve your English speaking and confidence. Hi, I'm Dr. Steve. Let's do this. Hello, come in and take a seat. So what can I do for you today?
Hi, Doctor. Thanks. It's this rash on my arms. It's really doing my head in. It's so itchy, especially at night.
I see. Let me have a look. Right, and when did you first notice it?
It was on my forearms at first, and now I've come out in patches all over. The itching is driving me up the wall. It's even stopping me nodding off.
Okay, have you changed anything recently? Any new soaps, washing powders, that sort of thing?
Not that I can think of. We've used the same washing powder for ages. Hold on. My sister bought me some fancy new shower gel for my birthday last week.
Right, that could well be the culprit. On the face of it, it looks like a classic case of contact dermatitis, which is just a reaction to something your skin has touched.
So you think it's the new shower gel?
It does seem the most likely suspect. I'd like to do a quick blood test as well, just to rule out any other common allergies.
A blood test? Is that really necessary? I'm not a big fan of needles.
It's just a precaution, and it'll give us a clearer picture. In the meantime, I'll prescribe you some cream. Bear with me a moment while I get that sorted on the computer. There we are. The prescription will be sent electronically to the chemist.
Okay, fair enough. I suppose it's best to be sure.
Absolutely. So your best bet is to stop using that new shower gel immediately and stick to something unperfumed for a while.
Right, I can do that. And just use the cream?
Yes, apply it thinly to the affected areas twice a day. Give it a go for a week and see how you get on. If it hasn't cleared up by then, make another appointment.
Okay, will do. So I just go to the chemist to get the cream?
That's right, you can pop to the chemist whenever you're ready and it should be there for you. The nurse will be with you in a moment to do the blood test.
Brilliant. Thanks for your help, Doctor. Fingers crossed the cream does the trick.
I'm confident it will. We'll give you a call with the blood test results in a few days.
Steve is definitely one of the top English language coaches in the world. However, he is also definitely not a doctor. If you have any issues, you should seek professional medical advice.
There's a full free guide for today's lesson, which includes all the vocabulary, the full conversation script, and even a quiz to test your understanding. If I already have your email address, then you'll find it in your inbox. But if you're new here, just click the link in the description to get your totally free copy. In the conversation, you heard Kerry talk about a rash on her arms.
It's this rash on my arms. It's really doing my head in.
And a rash is simply an area of red, irritated skin. And a common way to say that you have one is to say that you've come out in a rash. For example,
I got a rash on my leg after walking through those tall plants.
she explained to the doctor that the rash was doing her head in. And this is a very British informal way of saying that something is annoying you or causing you a lot of stress. You use this when you feel frustrated. For example, I'm not very good with computers, so when it goes wrong, it does my head in. Very similar to this was another phrase she used.
The itching is driving me up the wall.
If something is driving you up the wall, it's making you angry. Next door had a party last night until the early hours of the morning, and the noise drove me up the wall. Instead of saying the itchiness of the rash was stopping her from sleeping, instead she said it was stopping her from nodding off, which just means the same thing. You nod off, you go to sleep, especially when you don't mean to. You might be watching the television and nod off, or you might be on a train and nod off. Kerry said,
Hold on.
and hold on is a very common way to ask someone to wait for a moment, often because you've just remembered something. I'll be right there. Hold on, I've forgotten my keys. You see how that works?
Steve, can you help me?
Hold on, I'm just making a video. The doctor used the word culprit. He said, that could well be the culprit. And a culprit is a person or a thing that's caused an issue or a problem. For example, I fell over the other day and the wet floor was the culprit. A little later, he used a similar phrase. It does seem the most likely suspect. Likely suspect. To mean the most probable cause. Next you heard the doctor say, on the face of it, on the face of it. You can use this phrase to talk about a first impression of a situation. It suggests that things seem one way, but it might turn out to be completely different after you learn more about it. The doctor used one medical term, dermatitis, and this is the formal, proper way of talking about a skin inflammation. When she was told she had to have a blood test, you heard Kerry say she was not a big fan of needles.
I'm not a big fan of needles.
This is the indirect Britishness coming out in her. Instead of saying she doesn't like them, in fact she hates them, she said she wasn't a big fan of them. I'm not a big fan of horror movies. You heard the doctor say, in the meantime, I'll prescribe you some cream. To prescribe is the verb. It's what the doctor does when they authorise medication. But the electronic order, or if we're being old-fashioned, the written order, is called a prescription. The prescription will be sent electronically to the chemist. When he was giving her advice about what she could do straight away, he said, so your best bet is to stop using that new shower gel immediately. And your best bet is a popular phrase. It means the best or most sensible course of action you can take. For example, if you want to get better at English, your best bet is to subscribe to this channel. He then told her to use the cream for a week to see how she got on. And this is a friendly way of saying, see how the situation develops. Kerry used the expression fingers crossed. And this is an idiom you use when you're hoping for good luck or a positive outcome. When we say it, we usually actually cross our fingers as well. If someone was to tell me they had a job interview, I would say, fingers crossed you get it. Finally, she hoped the cream would do the trick. And if something does the trick, it means it solves the problem. It's the natural way of saying it works. For example,
I had a headache, but a couple of aspirins did the trick.
now it's your turn to really improve your English speaking skills by taking part in that conversation yourself. Your words will appear on the screen as you need them, and for the best results, Speak out loud. Hello, come in and take a seat. So what can I do for you today? I see. Let me have a look. Right, and when did you first notice it? Okay, have you changed anything recently? Any new soaps, washing powders, that sort of thing? Right, that could well be the culprit. On the face of it, it looks like a classic case of contact dermatitis, which is just a reaction to something your skin has touched. It does seem the most likely suspect. I'd like to do a quick blood test as well, just to rule out any other common allergies. It's just a precaution, and it'll give us a clearer picture. In the meantime, I'll prescribe you some cream. Bear with me a moment while I get that sorted on the computer. There we are. The prescription will be sent electronically to the chemist. Absolutely. So your best bet is to stop using that new shower gel immediately and stick to something unperfumed for a while. Yes, apply it thinly to the affected areas twice a day. Give it a go for a week and see how you get on. If it hasn't cleared up by then, make another appointment. That's right, you can pop to the chemist whenever you're ready and it should be there for you. The nurse will be with you in a moment to do the blood test. I'm confident it will. We'll give you a call with the blood test results in a few days. Now you know that YouTube is a very clever app, and it's telling you that this video is your best bet for improving your English. Give it a click and see if it does the trick. I'll see you there.